Chapter 8: Solids, Liquids and Gases. Let's learn about physical states of matter, water and solubility. Change of states, soluble and insoluble substances. Our favorite toy, a chair, a book, perfume, the water that we drink and the air that we breathe all have something in common. They take up space and have mass. Anything that occupies space and has mass is called matter. Matter is made up of invisible particles called molecules. Different materials are made up of different molecules. Paper molecules are different from the rubber molecules. Molecules are further made up of atoms. Physical states of matter. Matter can be grouped on the basis of its volume and shape. Volume is the amount of space occupied by matter. On this basis, we can group matter as solid, liquid and gas. Alphabet. Matter exists in 3 states, but there is a 4th state of matter called plasma. It only exists at very high temperature inside the sun. Solids. Hold your pencil tightly. Do you feel its hardness? It is a solid. Solids have a fixed shape and a definite volume because in a solid the molecules are tightly packed. They cannot move around. We can hold a solid. In some cases we can change the shape of some solids by using force. Press a rubber ball. The shape of the ball changes. So solids have a fixed shape and a fixed volume. Liquids. Milk is a liquid. Is it hard? Can you hold it in your hand? No, it does not have a fixed shape because the molecules in a liquid are loosely packed and can move around. It can be poured into a vessel. Liquids take the shape of the vessel in which they are kept. Thus, liquids have no fixed shape. They take the shape of the container in which they are poured, can be poured and can flow, have a fixed volume. Gases. Try to catch and hold in your hand the smoke of a lighted agarbatti. Can you do it? No. Can you see the air around you? No. Air is a mixture of gases. Smoke can be seen but air cannot be seen. You cannot hold a gas in your hand. When air is filled into a balloon, it takes up all the space inside the balloon. We can pump more and more air into a football. It means more air can be filled into the same space. The smell of a perfume spreads quickly from one corner of the room to the other. This is so because gas molecules are very weak and have no bonds at all. They can move freely and fast. Thus, gases have no fixed shape. Fill the space of the vessel. Flow more easily than liquids. Change of states. The 3 states of matter are interchangeable. Alphabet. Normally, solids change to liquids when heated, but solid like camphor and iodine crystal change directly into gas on burning. This process is called sublimation. It is clear from the figure that one form of matter can be changed into another by heating or cooling. Take a wax candle, light it and let it burn. Observe it carefully. What happens to the wax after some time? Water and solubility. Liquids have spaces between their molecules. When we mix or dissolve something into a liquid, they take these spaces and we get a solution. What we dissolve is the solute and the liquids in which it dissolves is the solvent. Salt, solute, water, solvent, stew, solvent, solution. Normally, a solute dissolves faster in water under the following conditions. When water is stirred while mixing the solute. When water is not cold, example, when its temperature is increased. What happens when sugar dissolves in water? When we put sugar in water, its molecules scatter throughout the water. They occupy the empty spaces in between the molecules of water. This is why sugar seems to disappear when it is dissolved in water. The sugar solution does not look different from pure water. However, it tastes sweet. Now, let us compare the volume of the solvent and the solution through the following activity. The above activity shows that the volume of the solution remains almost the same as the volume of the solvent. This is because sugar does not take up any extra space. Its molecules only fill up the empty spaces between the molecules of soluble and insoluble substances. When you add a solid in a liquid, the solid will either dissolve completely in the liquid or it will not dissolve at all. For example, if you add common salt in water, it will dissolve completely. But if you add sand in water, it will not dissolve and will settle down when you leave the water undisturbed. So, on the basis of the ability of a solid to dissolve in water or any liquid, we categorize solids as soluble and insoluble. Soluble substances are those that dissolve completely in water like salt, sugar and turmeric. Insoluble substances are those that do not dissolve completely in water like sand, stone, chalk powder. Key points. Matter occupies space and has weight. Matter is found in three states: solid, liquid and gas. A solid substance that dissolves in a liquid is called a solute. The liquid in which a solid dissolves is called a solvent. The solute and the solvent together form a solution.